listening to the LOZ Podcast Network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the LOZ Podcast Network. My name is Ken Lawler. I am the host. You can either watch us in the LOZ app on the Podcast Network button, or you might be listening to us on KRMS radio on Saturdays from 10 to 11 a.m. We call it the Simulcast. We love our collaboration with KRMS. You can also listen to any of their radio stations in the app itself. You just go right in there, tap your favorite music or talk, and you're listening right away. We talk to a lot of people at Lake of the Ozarks. It's the spring. It's getting here. The summer's coming. And when summer's coming, one thing you think about is water sports. And I got my buddy Justin Beard here from Paradise Parasail. Justin, how you doing?
I am wonderful. How are you, Ken?
Good, man. Hey, listen, new season starting up. I mean, you kind of sit around in the winter. You don't sit around because you're doing this down in Florida, but, it kind of hits you all at once. You're like, it's coming, and then it's here, right?
Yeah. This year with, the new location, it was faster than ever. And then for one reason or another, I like to just really do myself dirty. And we show up on Thursday, we set up on Friday, and then we start flying on Saturday, which, as you were there for the car show, which was an absolute insane turnout this year. So the strip is absolutely slam packed. People are wanting to go. We had a great Saturday. The weather was a lot nicer than I think we were expected to be. So yeah, it was show up and throw the candle in the fire.
Yeah. And I tell you what, the car show was unbelievable. We were broadcasting down there for about 4 hours on Saturday, but they had, I think they said close to 12, 13, 14,000 people coming through there. It's really cool that they're bringing that kind of stuff back to the strip, isn't it? Because I think, people for a while there, the strip kind of got a little run down. Now it's coming back. There's a lot of resurgence going on. You guys are anchored right down there at the bottom. It's easy to get to. You got plenty of parking. But man, when people come to the lake and they can go up on a parasail and see the lake from up there, and you guys you're just bringing smiles and memories to people at the lake. It's got to be a great feeling.
It is the best feeling in the world, I can assure you. I mean, we took Blake parasailing last summer, and it's just that is all it is. It's whether it's somebody that's super nervous that doesn't want to go and they come back and say this is the greatest thing, or it's the kid that tells you, like, I want to do this every single day. Or it's Blake sitting there having the time of his life. I mean, there's 67 stairs to go from the top of the strip down to our booth. And I still skip down every single one. I still enjoy it. I've been doing it for 16 years. I started in 2011 as a crew member, and I still every day enjoy showing up to work.
Yeah, I mean, you've been doing this for a long time. I mean, like you said, you started out as a crew member, and then now you own the place. And it's got to be a great feeling for you that you've seen all over the years, all the different things going on. But now that, you're kind of controlling it and you kind of make it your own vision. And you guys, what I thought was really cool is it's very professional. Like you guys are very, it's safe. You make sure you go through all the things on how to do it right. You're not taking chances, and you guys are just providing a really cool experience for people. And like you said, my son Blake, I have a special needs son Blake, as you guys know. We were kind of wondering, could we get him up? Could we, would he even participate? And you guys were handling him with kit gloves, and he just giggled the whole time he was up there. So, he had a blast.
No, it was insane to watch him. Yeah, I remember it was like it was yesterday. You know what I mean? Like him in the middle, just him and his board having the time of their lives. It was so great. That was so awesome. And I appreciate those are very kind words. And we've been as involved as you could possibly be since the very beginning, with the standards, with regulations, with safety, with working with the manufacturers to get the newest equipment. I'm now the third owner of the operation, and that's been the trend since the very beginning. The original owner, the second owner, myself, is just trying to provide the best experience physically possible and the safest parasail experience possible.
And, I mean, look, guys, you see him anytime you drive over the dam and look over to your right, you're going to see Justin and his people. I mean, you guys are up all day, every day. That thing's flying all the time. And it just goes to show you that, people come to the lake. I think a lot of people think, oh, everybody has a boat and everybody has a Sea-Doo and everybody gets out on the water. But that's not the case, is it? I mean, there's a lot of people coming to the lake that are looking for experience on the water, and you guys are able to give that to them.
I think what you just said, like, I think that's the number one thing COVID changed. I think as it brings in more land-bound tourists, which in my opinion is phenomenal because that's what a lot of us need to be able to, yeah, it's great to have the locals. They know how to, maneuver on a boat. They know what to expect, all this stuff. But yeah, we really enjoy seeing these people who've never been on a boat, who've never been parasailing, who are scared to death. And then they come back and they're like, I can't believe how tranquil it is. I can't believe how relaxing it is. I can't believe how amazing it is. So for us, yeah, it's been great. And I do agree. Yeah, I think there's more landlocked people than you'd ever imagine. And I think the lake is starting to tailor towards that. We're seeing more charter boats. You're seeing more captain excursions. You're starting to see more activities that aren't just, hey, rent a tube and go out and do your thing. I think people are trying to bring more water activities that are, you don't need experience.
Yeah, and we like that. We want people to utilize, like, we have a whole section in the app for, to get a captain for your boat. If you haven't been on Lake of the Ozarks and you're not a boater, don't try and go out there by yourself. Do not try to go out there. I see people in the middle of the main channel pulling their kids on an inner tube, and I just want to run up to them and say, "What are you doing? Get over in a cove." And I know you see it every day because you guys are out there every day. But it really, you need to do it safely. I mean, there's a lot of traffic on this lake. You guys maneuver around it all day where you are, and you're kind of at the very end. So,
Yep.
Everybody wants to come down to the dam. They want to see the dam. So, you're getting a lot of that, but you really want to do it safely, don't you?
You do. And I think it's just making sure whoever you rent from and whoever's operating the vessel really understands. Like you said, the tubing in the main channel thing, that's what we would consider a no-no. And the biggest one I always harp about it with the crew is the one that is the most frustrating is the orange flag. Operators will have the flag up the whole time somebody's on the tube. Second I see an orange flag up, what am I doing? I'm surveying the water. I'm looking for a downed passenger. And then you quickly realize, like, no, they're still going at 20 mile an hour. There's two people in the tubes. Obviously, nobody's in the water. They just don't know what to do. So it's that knowledge. I recommend everybody get out on the water at any capacity, but just know nobody wants to see a foreigner come to America and drive on the wrong side of the road and, have a huge car wreck. So make sure that, and also renting from a reputable operation that is teaching you, or like you said, the best thing is spend the extra money. Like, it is worth its weight in gold to have a captain who can take you to the place you want, who can give you the experience you want, or doing activities like a charter passenger or parasailing, where you get a boat ride, you get an experience, you get out on the water, you create a family memory you're going to enjoy for life. There are a lot of options. I think we're going to see that. That's going to be a common trend for the foreseeable future at Lake of the Ozarks.
Yeah, great info, and guys, and that's a great tip. If you're out there and you have someone in the water, it's tubing, skiing, anything that you're doing, you're pulling them. Do not stick that flag on your windshield and just let it run, because that is not what it's for. It's not to so we see your boat with a flag and so you're legal. It's, you put that flag up when someone's in the water, then everybody knows to look in the water right away. And that's really how it should be used. And I think a lot of people misinterpret that. And they think, well, I want to be legal and water patrol's watching, so I'm going to slap this flag on there. But it doesn't do the job it's supposed to do when you do that.
No. And I actually, every year I make a PSA, and last year I could remember, like, the first thing I did is I grabbed, we work alongside a rental company, and I grabbed one of their flags and it has the suction cup on there. I'm like, the first thing you need to do is take this. And I just threw it over my shoulder. I'm like, get rid of it, and then I understand mom and everybody else wants to be looking at the person in the back, but, like, you need a spotter and you need a flagger. And, like, that's what you should be doing. And so it
That's
does,
good, Mike.
yeah, it does get me going. But, I think to the locals, I mean, it's the fatalities that we see at the lake are not due to that. Unfortunately, they're due to inebriation and people impaired making bad decisions. I think for the operators who are out around them, they give them grace. When we're parasailing and I see somebody who clearly it's their first time tubing, I just go to the other side of the lake, just leave them alone, let them do their thing.
Yeah.
They're out trying their best. Dad's showing their kid a good time. Like, I've been the new guy somewhere for sure. So, give them grace.
Well, speaking of good times, Paradise Parasail is where you want to go, and you guys have it really set up cool. When you go down there, you can pick from. You guys have all kinds of different packages you can do. You can do a quick and dip, or you can do a longer one, depending on what people want to do. And you can take up, I think, up to 3 people, right, at a time, up on the same. So I mean, it's great to share with your cousins and your brothers and sisters. You can really have a fun group activity, on there.
You can, yeah. So we do. You're right. So we started in '83. It's changed a lot. It used to be a parasail ride. And then we started giving options. And over my career, when I acquired the business, that was the only real change I made, was changing around the rides. And we've curated them now to a point where it's more designed for the buckets of customers we see, from the first time flyer to the thrill seeker, and then one in the middle. So we do have your beginner flight. It's 2 miles. You go up in the air, you get to check it off the bucket list. It's for those who are, they want to stay on the ground. They didn't want to go parasailing. And so they get to check that off the list. They can go. It gives you an entry level into experiencing it. We have our middle ride, which gives you all the aspects of it. You get the dip, you get the longer ride, you get to really see what parasailing is. And we have our top ride, which is the longest flight, obviously 4 miles. It comes with 2 dips. Typically, the first dip's like a little toe dip, and then the second dip's a little more of a thrilling dip, especially when the water gets warmer. And then we get a Polaroid picture for each person that gives you half off for life. So anytime you ever come back, and that is, I know when people hear that, they're like, there's no way. I'm like, yes, half price for the rest of your life. We have people, we started this back in the 80s. People still bring their Polaroid. You get half off every time. And that's our top ride. And it's a nice little keepsake. I think we gave you guys a Polaroid, yeah?
Yeah. Oh God. Blake was, he has that video on his iPad that he watches all the time. And so we'll be back. Believe me, we may be back a couple times this season.
Awesome.
Now that we know you can do it. And then real quickly before we finish, you guys looking for anybody, are you needing help? So are you full, or are there people out there that you're looking for?
We are always taking applicants. We're pretty stacked up for the season. We do have a couple days. We don't like to work. It's a pretty demanding job. So we try to avoid, I know some operators like to, run 6-7 days a week. We try to keep everybody around 40 hours. So yeah, we have a crew member position. If there's anybody looking to work on the boat, if you have a captain's license, we run 6-pack vessels. So we're looking for shuttle captains. We have booth staff that works in the booth, that gets to interact with the customer, help provide that customer service in the front end. So we are hiring. You can reach out to us through our website. You can call us directly.
Well, guys, there you have it. Listen, it's real easy to find Paradise Parasail. You just go into the LOZ app, you hit the fun button. Actually, I think you guys are the fun button. And you go right through there, and you can link into their website and book any kind of a thing you want. You can also show up if you're down there and just go down there and sign up for some times they have. They're here. They're part of the lake, and we just love what you're doing, Justin. And it's just a blast.
Awesome. Well, I thank you, Ken. I thank you for your time. It's been great. I always just truly enjoy catching up with you and seeing you and Blake. So we'll get together soon.
All right, everybody. There you have it. Another episode of the LOZ Podcast Network, and we will be right back after